Hmm? Let me see. Huh? Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still in Africa. Open. Peace. Yeah, I'm still in Africa. I'm waiting till some more people come. I know it's probably super early in America. So some people may not even get on. Yeah, I can show. Hold on. So right here. This is actually my house, my land. Right here. It's my house and my land right here. It's my daughter right there. So right here. This is a pomegranate tree right here. I'm going to show y'all a little bit while we're waiting for people. Pomegranate tree right here. Pomegranate tree right here. Let me show y'all. Straight ahead. We do have a paid for house, but this actual one is our second house, and we just rented it out. This right here. It's apple tree. It's another pomegranate tree. This right here is a banana tree. No, I wasn't no gunshot. It's just you hear machines. It's a banana tree. And that's a guava tree right there. Let me see if I can find something for y'all so y'all can see. It's a guava tree if y'all can see that. Y'all can see them? I'll show y'all one more before we get into what we're going to talk about. Because we as a people have to start learning. If we are made from nature, even the natural course of sex is natural by nature. If we are made from nature, we have to start living as one, birthed from nature. So we're going to do this video to show y'all how in sync you are with nature. Right? Right here, this is actually watermelons. If y'all can see those watermelons. All those watermelons. We got avocado trees out there, mango trees out there, more banana trees out there. There's a coconut tree over here, guava tree over here. I believe that's a pear tree right there, or peach tree right there. So we got nothing but life. This house, how much was this house? This house is only $500 a month. Not too much. Y'all make sure y'all share this video because we about to go into some things. Y'all make sure y'all share this video. So y'all see what we got pinned. The human biological clock. How we move in rhythm with nature. It's very important for us to know, because when you off rhythm or you off balance, this is where sickness starts to breed. This is where sickness starts to set in, and this is where sickness starts to erode the cells and everything thereof that brings you natural balance. But why is that? A lot of why we're out of balance because we're not even eating the food that brings us balance. A lot of us don't sit in nature a lot. A lot of us don't get aligned with nature and let Mother Earth, nature itself, feed us. A lot of us are working 9 to 5, which I don't knock. But what I do knock about it is that they keep our people in these concrete, uninsulated unoxygenated buildings that literally put your biological clock out of whack. And that's because the very thing that you actually need for your biological clock to function is nature. And what do I mean by that? You need the sun. You need the moon. You need the stars. You need the trees. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to prove that today. So, what is the biological clock? If you Google it, the biological clock is called the circadian rhythm. What does circadian mean? Circadian is actually a Greek word which means to spin or means to form. So what is actually spinning in your body that's causing you to have a clock or a time span within the body? Well, that is called melanin or melatonin and serotonin. How do you get melatonin and serotonin? It is actually secreted by your pineal gland. And what is your pineal gland? Your pineal gland is a gland that literally spins like a wheel within your body. And so this gland is actually what tells you what time of the day it is, right? This gland, for example, serotonin. Serotonin is pushed out during the morning time, which literally secretes in the brain to let you know it's time to be alert. It's time to be aware. It's time to be serious. Then you have melanin, or melatonin, which is to cool you out, calm you down, keep you balanced. Where do we know that? Because they are literally trying to feed our children melatonin to help what? Sleep. So melatonin actually helps you have a calm sleep at night. But what makes these things secrete? It is literally the sun and the moon. You cannot even secrete these things in the body without the sun and moon. Otherwise, you will literally die, because this is actually what tells you what to release and how to release and how much to release. And if you're not releasing enough, or you even releasing too much, you can cause yourself to die. So with this circadian rhythm, the circadian rhythm has 3 time periods. You have from 4 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. This is your fasting, or this is your elimination period. This is where your body starts to go on a fast, and it starts to, through your lymphatic system and through the lymph nodes, and through your kidneys, start to filtrate and release the urination or release the poop. That's why most people between the hours of 4 and 5 or even 6 o'clock, that's the time when most people have to start going to the restroom. There's not really any time before that, unless you obviously was over drinking the night before or overeating the night before, and your body needs to hurry up and release. But other than that, that's usually the time frames of one needs to release or eliminate. So your elimination period is from 4 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. By 12 o'clock p.m. is what we would call breakfast, or what they would call breakfast, and which they even taught us that wrong. They used the terminology breakfast, but didn't even tell us exactly what did that mean, because they are feeding us a diet that's not conducive to our natural living. They're telling us that the best things to eat for breakfast is cornmeal, is oatmeal, is pancakes, is toast with jelly, is eggs, is coffee, is the synthetic orange juice. All these things that are literally not conducive for our growth or conducive for us to go about our day. That's why by the time 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock hit, Negroes is sleepy. But why are you sleepy? Because you have now put your body into this melatonin state and have to go to sleep, because now your body needs rest, because it has to overwork itself to even break these foods down. You understand what I'm saying? So when we start getting in line with our food and even the time frame of when we should eat our food, which we're going to keep going over, you will see why we have some of the issues that we have, why we are backed up, why we are constipated, why we are overflowing with mucus, why we have issues within our gut, why we have issues within our blood, why we have issues within our skin. It's because we are not allowing our body to function at the highest optimum level due to us operating outside of our nature or outside of our biological clock. It's no different than anybody working at 9 to 5 and you go work and you start working overtime. Overtime, you go into overdrive, and you got to use all this energy to actually get through that overtime job, and you literally dead by the end of the night. So it's the same thing with your body. You got to know the time frame of when you need to eat, when you need to allow your body to rest, and when your body's going through its utilization period. So the next phase, we got that phase 1 is 4 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. That's your elimination time. Next period is from 12 o'clock p.m. to typically it's supposed to be 7 o'clock. But I know some of y'all can't that's too much even time for that. But it's typically 12 o'clock to 7 o'clock is the time that you start to do your digestive period of you start to eat. You start to break your fast with what we would call coolness. Why? Because remember, your first phase, you're going through something called an elimination, which means your body is in fast mode, which means your body is heating up to actually burn these foods and break them down. You understand? It's burning these foods to break them down. So you have to, now if you going through the refinement period to break these things down and shape your body and to bring into homeostasis, does it make sense to put fire to fire? The answer is no. So that means if you already going through a refinement period or a burning stage or acidic period of burning off the foods that you just ate the night before, what do you think you're going to need to bring balance to your body? Because if fire on top of fire creates more fire, and that's just not how the human body is created, but we're created to go through homeostasis or have homeostasis, which means balance. What do y'all think you're going to need to actually bring balance to your body? I'm going to see if somebody got the answer. I'm going to say it again. If your body is going through an elimination process, and this elimination process is your body going through something called hydrochloric acid, which is going to break the food down, which acid is burning, which acid is tearing down, which acid is destroying. What are you going to need to bring your body into balance or a cooling state? Can anybody guess? What food would you need? What food would you need? Anybody know? What food would you need? Okay, I'm going to give y'all the answer. The food you're going to need is something called a base or something called alkaline. Alkaline is a coolant. Alkaline is what helps bring the body into balance, because your body is naturally made alkaline, but it functions in an acidic environment. Why can I say that? Because again, you have something called deoxyribonucleic acid, which is your DNA, which carries information. Then you have hydrochloric acid, which helps to break down your food. You also have something called gastric acid. You see what I'm saying? So you're having these things to help break your food down. So that means if you already going through this acid environment to break food down, you got to bring balance, which only comes by way of fruits. Fruits is the most alkaline food and most electrified food you can bring to the body, which is going to help restore the body, which is going to help reform the body, which is going to bring balance to the body. Remember, I know a lot of us was taught alkaline. I was too at one point. But one of my teachers taught me easily. I started to learn this through my own trials, from my own stuff and my family, and then start working with other people, is that the body needs balance, meaning you cannot be all alkaline, nor can you be all acidic, which means you have to find a medium so that you can live a long and full life, because your body is naturally alkaline, but it functions in an acidic way because it has to break down food. You see that? So that means you have to, because you have too much of anything, you can die. Meaning this, if you are too alkalosis or alkaline, what we call alkalosis, you can literally die. If you are too acidic, which is acidosis, you can literally die. You see that? So that means we have to find the medium. We have to find a medium, which is being both alkaline and acid at the same time, which brings balance, family. That's all this life is about, is balance. Balance. And a lot of us as so-called black people don't know what balance is, because we're too much into an acidic environment. We're too much into a fight or flight stage. We are too much into a rush mentality that we haven't had the time to just sit down, slow it down, and bring vitality or balance to the body, family. Y'all get me? So again, the first phase is from 4 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m., which is your elimination phase. It's breaking down the food that you had before. The next phase is your digestive phase, or utilization phase, when you're eating your meals, meaning your first meal should be fruit, because remember, you're going through you just came from an acidic phase of breaking food down. Now you need a base to bring coolants. Now, with that being said, most people don't know that your biggest meal should actually be your lunch, which you should be eating at 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And not only should your biggest meal be your lunch, but you need to be eating your food in the sun. Why should you eat your food in the sun? Because when you're under the sun, that sun is not only penetrating your skin to feed you vitamin D, but it's also allowing them digestive enzymes to break the food down quicker, to utilize the mineral or the nutrition and the vitamins quicker within the body, which means you're going through your phase a lot easier than sitting under a roof, sitting under a cool environment that's now taking this time to actually break down your food. So your biggest meal should be at 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. And with that being said, you really should be eating your food under the sun. How do I know that? I've experienced it being in Africa. And I can tell you it's a lot easier for me to digest my food eating it under the sun than to eating it under a roof. And then even with that being said, I've learned being out here that even the ancient ones used to do this. They would have their biggest meal in the afternoon and they would eat it in the sun as a family. You see that? So the next phase would be you have to go through your utilization stage or your absorption stage, which is from 12 o'clock p.m. till 4 o'clock a.m. This is the time where you need to stop eating. And if you're going to eat something or drink something, it needs to be water to help the digestive system better. But this is the time where your body starts to utilize. So if your body now has to go through its operation of actually picking and breaking down the food that you ate, it will behoove you not to keep eating, because now it's going to take your body longer to break this food down, and it can overlap or go into overdrive or go into overtime until the next time, which means if you still eating and you still going through your digestive period, that means your utilization period has to now get pushed back. And if your utilization period got to get pushed back, that means your elimination period got to get pushed back. That means you are literally now becoming backed up. And that is what's causing sickness within our community, is that we don't even know how to eat right. We don't know the time to eat. We don't even know what to eat. That is part of the problem as a people while we are sick. And we have been taught wrong. We have been taught that we should eat these big old nasty mucus forming foods at one of the most important times of the day, which is your elimination period, which is when your body is now releasing the toxins, releasing the things that it didn't need to use or utilize. So when you're backing that up, you're causing your body to now get out of whack or get out of balance. And when you get out of balance, you are now creating imbalance, which creates an acidic forming environment, which then puts you in dis-ease. One of the root words of dis-ease is ease, to be calm. So if you're putting yourself at dis-ease or at disadvantage, meaning opposite of that, you are now causing yourself to be ineffective within your environment, and you're now becoming acidic yourself. So when we start to understand what we call the human biological clock or the circadian rhythm, and understanding the rhythm of the body, just like the ocean moves with the moon, correct? The ocean moves with the moon, and that means water is moving with the moon. It means the moon has an effect on water, and if the human body is made up of 85% water, 95% of that water is in your head. And you're supposed to move, and the water is moving with that moon. Don't you think you move with that moon too? You see that? But we've been taught wrong. We've been taught the biggest meal we should eat is breakfast, because that's what starts our day. But then we're sitting here feeling sluggish by the time it's 12 o'clock p.m., especially when the sun is out. Now that sun is out, you feeling sluggish. You want to go to sleep by midday. By midday, because you're not doing what you need to do based upon your nature, based upon your genetics, based upon how you was called to live in the beginning. You see that? So I wanted to teach y'all this because we got to start getting back in rhythm. We get in rhythm with music, right? We get in rhythm with violence. We get in rhythm with sex. But when it comes to getting in rhythm with nature and food, we out of whack. Which, that's more important than most things. You can go without sex, but you need food to live. You need food to live more than anything. You see? But I understand also, man should not live by bread alone, so we need to learn how to fast. We need to learn how to fast and get out. And that's another thing that will help your body get back on its biological rhythm, is actually learning how to fast. I'm talking about a dry fast. You see that? I mean, no water, no food. So when we get back on rhythm with that, and we get back on rhythm with nature, we will see our people being released from the bondage of sickness. Because a lot of the sickness that we deal with in our community is self-inflicted. Seriously, it's self-inflicted. So we need to start taking the self-diagnosis of ourselves and realizing or getting to the root of all of our sicknesses. And a lot of our sicknesses is dealing with food. It's dealing with food. I can go into the food war and everything, the food warfare and everything, But the thing is, we got to first identify the first enemy, and the first enemy is ourselves. Nobody's forcing food in our mouth. We putting the food in our own mouth, which means it's we. We are our biggest enemy. We are causing this sickness. We are the ones that's putting us in an acidic environment, burning the hell up. It's us. So as a family, we got to do better. So again, I'm going to go through this again so y'all can write this down. The first phase of your biological clock, just like no different than the daytime has 3 phases. There's no such thing as the afternoon. There's no such thing as the afternoon, because what's after the noon is the evening. You see that? So you have your phase in the day. You have morning, right? Or what we call in the Hebrew, boker. You have evening, which we call in the Hebrew, ereb. And then you have nighttime, which is called lila, where your body moves with these daytime periods. Because in the morning, or the boker, the rising, is when serotonin is released for you to become serious, for you to be alert of your surroundings in your area. That's the time when you're going through your time of elimination, or your fasting period from 4 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. Then you're going through your digestive period, or absorption period, of 12 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m., where you break your fast with fruits at 12 o'clock p.m. or also with a coconut water. I'm talking about natural coconut, not the coconut water they put in these stores packaged in these little paper boxes. No, I'm talking about natural coconut from the actual coconut water from the actual coconut itself. Then by mid-evening, or we're going to say 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, that's when you need to have your biggest meal. But you have your biggest meal under the sun. Then your last meal should be at 7 o'clock, because at 7 o'clock is when your body goes through its utilization period to start utilizing the food that you're eating to take the minerals or the vitamins and the nutrition from it, so it can utilize it and put it in the bloodstream to feed the cells. And that's another thing. If the whole process of this thing is to take the nutrients and the vitamins and to pour into the cells, that means you now have to be alert of what you eat, because not everything what you eat actually carries nutrition, actually carries vitamins. So now you got to pay attention. Although I'm eating this because it tastes good, it smells good, it look good, but is this actually good for my cells? We got to start asking this question, family. We got to start asking. Then you'll realize that you're eating literally only because you want to feel good, and not because you need it. Not because you need it. Because whether you're ignorant or not, your body still has to go through a utilization period. Whether you're ignorant or not, your body has to go through an elimination period. Whether you're ignorant or not, your body has to still go through a digestion and absorption period. That means no matter what you do, your body still has to go through this. No matter what you think is good for you, your body still has to go through this. So if you're eating foods, especially mucus forming foods, that don't even produce nutrients, that don't even produce light or life, and it is no use to your cells, you are literally eating for your own benefit and your own lust. And you have now made your belly your God. So we have to do better and realize that we have to start choosing life over death, because everything we do, from the music, from the clothes, from even the toothpaste we use, from the people we around, to the food that we eat, to the substance that we drink, has to be measured. Am I eating life, or am I eating death? Am I drinking life, or am I drinking death? Because the whole point is you're supposed to give this vehicle that you're literally harboring, that you're literally renting out. You're supposed to give it the fuel that it needs. No different than if you have a car. You won't give your car the wrong fuel. You won't give your car the wrong oil, because you know if you give your car the wrong oil, what will happen? Your engine will break down. Same thing with your body. Same thing with your body. You give your body the wrong fuel, the wrong oil, your body will start to break down. But when you give it the right fuel, the right oil, well, what's going to happen? That car or your body is going to give you longevity to live longer. It's the same thing. You got to understand, everything created from the clock, from food itself, vegetables, from the car. These are all made after your likeness and your image. Believe it or not, when you go down to the small details of these things, they are literally created after your likeness and your image, meaning they're created in the same function as you. So when you understand, and understand that, you will not only start to love yourself better, but you will start to eat with purpose. You will start to eat with intent, and you will start to eat with integrity, because you will realize that you have more to take care of than just yourself. So with that being said, I hope y'all understood that, understand that, and understand that. And we have to do better as a people of loving ourselves, taking care of ourselves or selves, and being proud that we have to do what we need to do to live longer, because we dying at a rapid rate at a very low age. 45 to 55 to 65 years old is young, and that's the age we dying at. So I just wanted to give y'all that understanding. I hope y'all got some understanding, and I hope y'all not overstand. So when you start to eat, now you can eat with purpose. So with that being said, family, peace, love, light, and prosperity. I'll talk to y'all soon.